Have you ever dreamed of visiting foreign lands, experiencing a culture different than your own, or participating in a once-in-a-lifetime adventure? What will assist you in getting there is making plans, researching, setting goals, and taking the steps to achieve them. In this episode, we will help you organize yourself to successfully shape your trip and offer more than 50 tips and tricks that will make you more comfortable with taking the next steps. Are you ready? Now is the time to start planning your next big experience. This video is all about arranging your own adventure. No travel agents, no all-inclusive websites, or tour operators planning your entire trip for you. If you want to be hands-on, be your own trip planner, or even save a few bucks, then this video is for you. Take out a notepad or even a Word document and create a list of places you want to go and why. This can be cities, countries, landscapes, or even experiences. Since this is what you want to do in your free time, well, then spend it going to the places that really matter to you. Your next step would be to highlight when is the best time to travel there. Now you might say, I don't care where I go as long as I'm on a beach. Well, I can tell you that there's usually a rainy or cold season. So unless that doesn't bother you, you'll probably want to go when the conditions are ideal. This is the same if you want to travel to Italy for wine season or experience a local music or cultural festival. Write down the months or season that's best to visit. When you have your list of locations, narrow down the places that you really want to go to in the near future. Now this could be simply considering the time off you have, the travel distance, whether you have kids or not, or traveling to places that you're comfortable with. Take the time to investigate a little further, like if activities run on specific days, exchange rates, peak seasons, travel or health advisories, or even if two of your chosen destinations are next to each other and package them into one trip. When you've explored a little deeper, this will lead you to decide which places will take a priority when you're ready to travel. We all have a different idea of traveling and how a trip looks. Backpacking versus suitcases, hostels versus a 5-star hotel, flying direct versus multiple stops, cooking versus eating out, experiences versus shopping. No matter what your style is, you do you. But if you're traveling with other people, just be sure to discuss your styles during the planning stage, just to be sure that everyone's expectations are met. You know where you want to go and what you want to see. Now it's all about getting there. While doing your research, make notes about highlights, lowlights, places that are overrated, underrated, places to avoid, and hidden gems. Take your time to also look into airline routes and costs, tours that bundle transportation and activities, travel savings if things are booked in advance, if you require to be immunized, or the cultural standards or laws in that country. Check flights and accommodations more than once. Prices will vary. Be sure to clear your search history or go incognito. Transportation in some countries is easier than others. See what's accessible. Public buses, metro, taxi, ride-sharing, vehicle rentals, or shuttles. No matter your style, I strongly advise that you, at the very least, arrange your accommodations and transportation for the first and last day of your trip. Tourism isn't regulated in some countries, so some companies can charge whatever rate they want. You can find the exact same tour on a local tour operator's website for half the price than one that is found on a popular North American travel site. Gather information from websites, social media, travel books, tourism pages, read blogs, and have conversations with other travelers. It all helps. There are two ways to look at this. Plan to visit the place with the budget that you have, or get the money for the places that you want to visit. You really don't have to have money to plan your trip. You just need the funds to actually travel. So start digging around to gather the approximate rates on the most expensive costs: transportation, accommodations, entertainment, and food. Knowing your rough costs on flights, lodging, key experiences, and average daily meals, so you can actually help build a budget to get an idea of what it's going to cost you. No matter what you think it's going to amount to, tack on another $1,000 per person. Don't be scared, it's okay, because this is to account for things like travel gear, additional activities, visas, immunization, insurance, shopping, and phone plans. Understanding what you are working with will help you decide your trip length, how far into the future that you can actually travel, time to budget your finances. It might inspire you to raise funds or get creative with how you can save a few bucks. Sign up to the airline newsletter to receive flight details. Fly into secondary or smaller airports, or look to travel on an alternative day of the week. Visit specific hotels or excursion operator websites, as they may promote a discount on specific dates, or if you're part of an affiliate program. You could qualify for discounted rates if you are a youth, student, or senior. Become a member. You can save money on accommodations and get access to discounted activities if you sign up or buy a membership. Look into redeeming those travel points. Loyalty cards and credit cards can be exchanged for free flights, accommodations, or even travel gear. Do not stay in the tourism district. Everything from food, beverages, souvenirs, and experiences tend to be much higher here. Visit tourism offices and buy their attractions cards to get the bargains on activities. Some countries offer free entry into local sites on specific days. These could be religious or national holidays, celebrations, or those life moments. It's time to start laying out the details for your itinerary. The best days to fly out may be a Tuesday, while that fun experience only runs on a Friday. Plan your route so you can be strategic and be able to slot in your ideal accommodations, transportation, tour, and your key experiences around the available days. Once you start compiling, you will notice how quickly things start to fill in your schedule. If you're looking to create a detailed itinerary, then check out our other video on creating your travel itinerary. You can find the link to this video above or at the very end of this episode. But in the meantime, click subscribe so that way you can be inspired to take your next adventure. Here are some tips that can help you stay safe while traveling. Lock up your backpack, bags, and purses. Keep your belongings in front of you and don't let it out of your sight. Back up documents by taking photos of them and important phone numbers, and email them or upload them to the cloud. Share your travel itinerary with those closest to you. Always know where the nearest embassy is and what the group's plan is if there's a natural disaster or an emergency. Read safety guides specific to the area that you're visiting, especially if you're traveling alone or with children. Researching travel and health advisories so that way you know what to expect and where to avoid. In Canada, if you're traveling overseas, you can enroll in a free service to notify you in case of an emergency abroad or a personal emergency at home. The registration of Canadians Abroad service also enables you to receive important information before or during a natural disaster or civil unrest. If you're not a Canadian, then see if there's something similar in your country. You could be paying for items with credit cards, cash, or both. You could pick up some foreign currency at your bank as they tend to have the best exchange rates, but look around just to make sure. In advance, figure out where your credit cards can be used and where your debit cards are accepted without massive processing fees. Book things in advance with credit card to minimize how much cash you actually have to bring. Look at the logo on the back of your debit card to see which institutions accept this type of card. Make transactions at foreign banks your financial institution recommends. They could have no or low conversion rates. Be aware of added foreign transaction fees when you use your credit card or debit card. Try not to exchange money in tourist spots or airports, as these tend to be the highest rates found anywhere. Don't carry all your cash together or place it all in one spot. Get around your credit card limit by depositing extra money onto your card so you have a credit. Save a limit of $2,000, so if you have a zero balance, put $1,000 on it so that we have $3,000 to spend. Traveler's checks. These used to be a thing, but there are really not many places that actually accept them anymore. Inform your bank and your credit card company of the trips that you're taking to expect to see foreign transactions from another country. Here are some additional tips that I have learned along the way that I think would make your travels that much better. Learn a bit of the language before you arrive. This will help you communicate to people when English isn't particularly known. Plan to take free walking tours. This will help you get to know an area, give you insight into the location if you wish to return later, or avoid or cancel what you currently have booked. Allow for flexibility in your schedule for added sites, delays, and travel-related illnesses. As a visitor, you must respect and comply with a country's cultural standards. Familiarize yourself with the local etiquette. Sort your gear a couple weeks before the trip. The overview of your packing list will give you an idea if you need to leave some things behind, replace, or remind you to bring an item specifically. If there's access to free Wi-Fi in the places that you're visiting, then download WhatsApp to make calls and texts back home. Just be sure to turn off data roaming. If you need to make calls in a country that you're traveling to, then look into getting a local SIM card, as it might be more affordable than your current plan back home. Be sure to back up your phone just in case something happens along the way. The week prior to departure, check the weather to see if you actually have the right attire. Plan to keep yourself moving and bring acetaminophen, ibuprofen, motion sickness, and nausea medication. Traveling can be a lot of work, but if you're new to the experience or want to get yourself set up to get the most out of your trip, then make plans, research, set goals, and take the necessary steps to achieve them. There is always more to learn about traveling, so if you have any tips or tricks that you think that people should know about traveling, then please let us know in the comments below. We are the Artistry of Adventure, and we want to spark your creativity to help you experience adventure. Stay connected, hit the like button, and subscribe to our channel for more great advice and inspiration. Now, get out there and face the elements.